Good evening. This is CTV News for Friday, March 8th. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Sonia Shrivastava. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, Pepco is no stranger to criticism, but today it was all praise. 9 of its workers are being called heroes for doing their job and a little more. Denise Douglas explains.
When a fire broke out in this home on Ritchie Marlboro Road in Upper Marlboro late last year, Ryan Callahan and his Pepco crew wasted no time jumping into action.
Myself and Brandon Edwards right here, we ran opposite directions of the house, running around the house to see if we could find a window or anything to see if there was anybody in the house.
They had heard a smoke alarm as they were working on the power lines.
Saw the fire blazing in the downstairs kitchen, went in to extinguish the fire.
The fire, I don't know exactly, I don't know anything about fires, but it just kept relighting, but we did put the fire out one time, or what we thought we had put it out. We walked back out of the house, it lights back up.
Inside, some attacked the fire in the kitchen, while others ran to alert the homeowner who was walking her child to the school bus. She rushed back to save her sleeping 3-year-old from upstairs. Today, the men were honored by the fire department for their quick thinking and unselfish actions.
Ricardo Johnson. The Pepco employees' actions, including the 911 notification and prompt notification to mom, were critical links in the damage to the home being minimized and the child's life being saved. I confirmed with the firefighters and the incident commander that had the initial fire not been extinguished, a much larger fire would have developed.
Chief Mark Brasher says their efforts are important as the county is dealing with a high number of fire fatalities. 9 so far this year compared with 10 in all in 2012. And Pepco took the opportunity to give its annual donation of smoke alarms.
Many times we find out that the people who perish in these fires don't have working smoke alarms in their homes. So we hope in some small way that this will help the dedicated men and women of the Prince George's County Fire and EMS Department to continue their life-saving work that they do every day.
As for the crew, they head back to work as heroes, but to them what they did was all in a day's work.
I was proud of the crew. I'm the crew leader. We all worked together. Everybody did their thing. No one panicked, and worked out good for all of us.
Denise Douglas, CTV News.
And the number to call for free smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors is 301-864-SAFE. Now, Pepco donated 700 smoke detectors to the fire department.
A second victim involved in yesterday's fatal accident in Camp Springs has died. Police say 65-year-old Joyce Alexander of Temple Hills succumbed to injuries sustained when her Toyota Camry was struck head-on by another vehicle. The driver of that vehicle, 47-year-old Arnold Brown of Suitland, died on the scene. Authorities continue to investigate the 3-car crash that happened around noon in the 6900 block of Allentown Road. According to preliminary reports, Brown was driving westbound when he lost control of his Mitsubishi and struck a Honda Accord traveling in the same direction. He then swerved into the eastbound lanes and struck Alexander's Camry head-on. The driver of the Honda was not injured. Well, the results of last month's job market are in, and it's looking good. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 200,000 jobs were added to the workforce. That hike brought the unemployment rate down to 7.7%. The report also shows that employees in the private sector worked longer hours at higher wages. Thousands of new jobs were created in business, construction, and retail areas.
Well, did you know that 60% of violent acts in the workplace happen in healthcare facilities? That's according to a recent study from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Healthcare providers were in Annapolis to testify on a bill that would create a violence prevention program at healthcare facilities. The Safe Care Act seeks employer-based solutions to tackle the issue of increasing assaults.
Facility will be able to come up with a program that works for them, according to their size, their patients, all these types of things. We just want to make sure that there's training for our workers on workplace violence, how to stop it, and also we want management to empower workers to come forward and talk about this, because it's not fair that the people who take care of us and our family members have to go into work and not feel safe.
Kim Perkins, a registered nurse in the county, says she and other workers have been afraid to go to work.
This is your job. We're going to try to help you the best we can, but a lot of times that falls very, very short. So I think it would be really good to come up with a plan of how are we going to tackle this. What's the plan? And reporting. Reporting is very important. None of these incidences really are reported. We just had a lady who was out for 8 months with a shoulder injury, trying to make a person intoxicated safe. She got her shoulder knocked out, and it costs the taxpayers money. It's workman's comp.
State Senator Catherine Klausmeier is sponsoring the bill, and if passed, violence prevention measures would take effect in 2014. Well, a flashy manicure or a fancy pedicure is likely the most affordable beauty treatment for women of all ages. And what most people may not know is the number of opportunities that exist in the multi-billion-dollar professional nail industry.
And a program at Prince George's County Jail incorporates beauty technician training and a direct connection to future employment with the overall goal of rehabilitating women who've made a mistake. Monica Bartholomew is joining us now with that story, and it sounds like a great way to help these women out when they get out of jail.
Yes, and it's a program where they still have to be screened. You can't just walk in and say, I want to join this program. You have to go through a series of testing and interviews. And the reality for anyone released from prison looking for a job is, of course, discouraging. Through the nail technician program at the Prince George's County Jail, a few women try their best to retain everything they learn to keep them from returning to a place no one wants to go.
Behind this door, some very different beauty school students are in class.
By the time I turn 30, I'm trying to get my own shop, hair shop.
25-year-old Lakeisha Ryland and 4 other women here are Prince George's County inmates.
I got in trouble for fighting another female over belongings, basically, over something that wasn't hers, but I could have walked away from the situation.
Several times a week, the inmates use tools to practice the trends and techniques in professional nail care. They also hit the books, studying all aspects of the industry.
In our books, it talks about self-employment, like how you gotta address yourself when you go to interviews or being around people, period.
Through the facility's certification program, most of the women released can get a job as a beauty technician. Chardon Dingle is the instructor.
If you have that professional license, it looks so much better on your resume. And I tell the ladies that you can't sit home and get a check. You got to get out here and work.
The harsh reality is they must prepare for a possibly discouraging blow to their goal and independence.
I don't let my girls go out there to any job unless I go first. Make sure that it's the right job for the right person.
In 2 weeks, Lakeisha Ryland goes home. She's planning to leave her past behind.
When I get out of here, I only got 4 months left in my hair school. Yeah. So I got my goals, but I just didn't accomplish none of them yet. Yeah. But I'm halfway there because of this class.
For anyone who questions whether the beauty technician program is necessary, the inmates say they see and hear things in prison that most people can't handle. As much as the program is educational, it's also therapeutic. And Patty and Sonia, one of the highlights, or one of their super students, is a young woman who was released a few months ago, went through additional training, and now she's a makeup artist at Macy's.
Oh, that's great.
Great story.
Yeah.
Great story.
Right. Thank you, Monica.